But it's only when you visit that you really do feel that there's a sense of pressure. You feel the tension that there exists between Taiwan and China. But also you see and feel the amazing resilience of the Taiwanese people, but also their entrepreneurship and so forth. And then the bond that there is, this friendship that we have with the British people as well. So, I'm pleased to see, the trade and so forth being explored more of what more we can actually do. I think bigger picture, there is a concern of the ever greater alignment between Russia and China. And perhaps that is reflective of the fact that our world does seem to be getting more dangerous, not less. And therefore understanding what's happening in the Asia Pacific is really, really important indeed. This, what we call the international rules-based order, whenever we use that phrase, it now comes with a caveat to say how fragile it is, just how vulnerable it is, how easily it is to take advantage and indeed exploit. And that's a concern for all of us. So when you have a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council invade another state, and then another permanent member, China, not condemn that invasion, and then you have 3 other permanent members, France, Britain, and the United States, not quite clear as to what they should do to support that country that's been invaded, well, then our international rules-based order is not in a good place. And I think it's because of 30 years of relative complacency. Since the last Cold War, we've seen growth in other economies, not least China, in its meteoric rise, militarily, economically, technologically as well. That I think we've all been perhaps taken by surprise, even though it was almost predictable that if you don't invest in supporting democracies across the world, adversaries authoritarian states will take advantage of that to their own benefit. And that's what we're seeing now. Our inability to conclude or take Afghanistan into a good place, I think, was a green light for Putin to then test the West's resilience, commitment, resolve to stand up in Ukraine. And likewise, with China becoming ever more assertive, ever more aggressive itself, is again testing perhaps the limits of what the West is willing to do to support our international standards and norms.